She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop bleeding! Stop bleeding!
He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
And welcome to Andover High School. Beautiful afternoon, a bit breezy here for Northwest Suburban Conference High School baseball, as we have what should be a marquee matchup here today amongst the Northwest Suburban Conference matchups on the slate, as the Andover Huskies are hosting the Centennial Cougars in their lone meeting here this season from Andover. All day long, I follow you on Twitter, and you expressed your excitement earlier today.
Well, yeah, absolutely. These two teams really have not had a lot of tests, and both of them are going to today. Both coaches are excited. Playoff type atmosphere, section seeding type atmosphere. So this will be a good one today.
Certainly, Centennial, of course, and Andover have had success in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Andover shared the championship a year ago. Centennial was right up there last year as well in the Northwest Suburban Conference, and they're in the hunt again this year. You look at the top 5 teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference, only one loss separates Blaine, Maple Grove, Anoka, Centennial, and Andover. Cougars coming in 8-4, 6-3 in the conference, as we mentioned. Their leadoff man is junior second baseman Vinny Rye. And Colin Anderson is the starter, the right-hander for Andover here today. And his first offering to Rye, he hits it the other way towards the bullpen and the batting cages. Strike one.
Yeah, Colin Anderson comes in. The junior comes in 15 innings pitched, .47 ERA, 3 walks, 17 strikeouts.
Little bouncer in the middle of the infield. D'Agostino is unable to make the play, and that one's going to roll into center field. So Rye gets on base. Going to be an error here on the Huskies to start it out, and Rye is the leadoff man on base here, top of the first, for the Centennial Cougars under their head coach Jacob Howells in his 4th season.
So tough start for the Huskies. This is a good hitting Cougar team, and we'll talk about that. But 4 Cougars over 400 in batting average.
And the team hitting .324 as a team. Here's one of those guys, Brandon Hemmer, hitting .426. No homers, 9 runs batted in. Anderson starts him out with a strike. Anderson 17 strikeouts in those 15 innings worked here, making his 3rd start of the season for Andover, and he delivers a strike there called 0-2.
Yeah, nice drop down curveball, 12-6, the late break on it. Throws in the low 80s and has got all 4 pitches. He's got a changeup, slider, curveball, and a fastball.
Rise the runner over at first. This one fouled straight back. And it'll continue here 0-2 in the field for Andover here. Nyhammer is at first base. Kelly's at second. D'Agostino is at short. Lunau is the third baseman. Goldman, Law, and Kuznia in the outfield left to right. And Logan Myers behind the plate. For the Huskies today, the 0-2 pitch, runner goes. It's going to be a strikeout, and he's safe. Almost a strikeout, throw him out, double play on the caught stealing, but just getting in there in time is Vinny Rye. So he's on at second now with 1 out.
Yeah, good jump by Rye and a good throw by Logan Myers. Myers, one of the stars from last year, is off to a little slow start at the plate. He's got a high on-base percentage, but is solid behind the dish.
Jake Slipka now bats. He's the DH senior. Big, strong left-handed swinger here for the Cougars. And the Anderson pitch fouled straight back, 1 strike. Slipka 476. No homers, 10 runs batted in, 20 hits in his 42 at-bats.
It's a pretty good start to your season.
Yeah, he's 476. Hemmer 426. Whalen, who bats 5th, is 481. Drew Molitor 421. Aaron Skrypek 478. All those guys hitting over 400 in this Centennial lineup. So they can get the bats going here, coming in with 8 wins on the season.
We'll see how this works. All 3 Cougar batters have been behind Anderson's fastball.
The 0-1 pitch hit well to right. Here's Kuznia going back, and that's going to be all the way to the fence. Rye is rounding third. He'll jog in. 1-0 Centennial. And this is going to end up being a double, and then he's thrown out trying to extend it to a triple. So Slipka gets a double, tries to get the extra base, gets thrown out at third. 2 down, bases are empty, but a run in here for Centennial.
Well, he gave it a ride. Slipka, actually a good play to try to get the third. You don't want to have the first or third out. That was the second out at third base. And good opportunity to see if he can get in scoring position or fly ball position.
So officially an RBI double for Jake Slipka, 11th RBI of the season. Now the cleanup hitter, Brady Ivory, takes low and in. Ball 1, Ivory 333 average, a homer, 19 runs batted in. With the bases empty and a run in. Top of the first from Breezy Andover. Little in on that one, it's 2-0.
It'll go as an unearned run as Air put Rye on.
Anderson came in with just 1 earned run. This one's rope but foul, just wide of third. It's 2-1. Yeah, Anderson 1-1. His ERA is under .5 with 15 innings pitched, just 1 earned run, 1 run total, 17 strikeouts, 3 walks, and he's given up 8 hits entering the game here today. 2-1 pitch. And that one just above the belt and across the heart of the plate, 2-2.
I think he was looking a little bit more for a curveball.
2 down and the 2-2 pitch. Hit the other way and caught in a line by Lunau at third base. Lunau makes the catch. Centennial down here in the first, but they get a run. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, nobody left on. 1/2 inning here at Andover High School. The Huskies coming up. It's 1-0 Centennial.
Well, Huskies lineup coming up. They'll lead off with Patty Kelly, the second baseman. Kyle Law, Noah D'Agostino will bat third. Logan Myers will bat fourth. Tyler Lunau will be the 5th place hitter, and he's the third baseman. Josh Novak is DHing for Anderson. Anthony Kuznia is batting 7th. Eli Nyhammer is batting 8th, and Davis Goldman in the number 9 spot for the Huskies.
They will face Will Whalen, a junior pitcher, left-hander, making his 5th start of the season. He's pitched 14 2/3 innings here for Centennial, 2-1 on the season, 2.39 ERA, 11 runs, 5 of them earned, 21 strikeouts, and 10 walks. Entering the game here today, and you take a look at in the field there for Centennial. Behind Will Wheaton. I just called him Will Wheaton. That's from Star Trek. Star Trek The Next Generation, Wesley Crusher. Behind Will Whalen in that Centennial defensive configuration.
Yeah, right behind him is out in the left field is Ivory. Hammer and Skyrick out in right field. Around the infield is Westland Street, Rye, and behind plate is Kleber. Kleba is, Caden Klema is behind home plate.
Meanwhile, Pete Anderson is the head coach of the Andover Huskies as they step to the plate here with Kelly, Law, and D'Agostino. Pete in his 4th season as the head coach here at Andover High School, but has been an assistant for, well, when did he come to Andover? 2010, something like that, Jim, when he joined the football staff and baseball staff here at Andover, a product of Coon Rapids High School. Now the head coach on the other side, Jacob Howells, he comes to us from Illinois. He's a Sycamore, Illinois native. Coached at DeKalb High School for a few years and then moved here to Minnesota, was an assistant here at Centennial, and he is also in his 4th year now of being the head coach at the Centennial High School and the Cougars.
Pete Anderson, record of 42-20, had a great year last year, finished 3rd in the Minnesota State High School tournament. First time winning the sectional for the Huskies, Section 7, 3A.
Yeah, defeated Hopkins, lost to Park Center in the semifinals, and then defeated Minnetonka 6-3 in the 3rd place game. What a run it was last year for the Huskies. First pitch swinging is Patty Kelly, little roller. Off the mound is Whalen, and he gets him out at first. Kelly coming in hitting .382, no homers, 5 runs batted in, 13 hits and 39 at-bats entering. But he's retired there, 1 down. 1-0 Centennial on the top of the first. Along with Jim Childs, I'm Jim Erickson. Glad to be here. We might get another round of storms tonight.
Last night it was electrifying.
It was. A lot of people without power, a lot of people with trees down. There were some rather large trees down in Coon Rapids and some other areas of Anoka County. Kyle Law bats now here for the Huskies. Taking it outside. 1-0.
Kyle Law comes in with 344 average. He's had a slow start, but has heated up as of late.
In fact, all the Huskies kind of have, haven't they, after a slow start? There's this called strike 1-1. The Huskies started 0-3. They have now won their last 4 to improve to 6-4 and 5-3 in the conference. In fact, both of these teams on nice winning streaks. Centennial's won 6 in a row. Entering today, 1-1 to Kyle Law. And the cagey left-hander Will Whalen delivers a breaking ball in the dirt. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Kyle Law going to NDSU next year to play baseball.
Good school. Fargo, 2 balls, 1 strike, and he fouls that straight back, evens it up here 2-2. D'Agostino is in the on-deck circle here for the Huskies.
When they get to play at home at NDSU, if they get to play at home, depending on the weather, they've got a great ballpark.
Do they play at the same ballpark as the minor league team up there?
Yep, they play at Red Hawk Stadium.
2-2, swung on and missed, got him with high heat. Law goes down swinging, 2 up and 2 down, and they'll leave it up here to D'Agostino, the senior shortstop.
Now, you mentioned high heat. That second pitch that was called a strike, Kleba did a great job of just working and framing that ball.
Caden Kleba behind the plate here today for Centennial, and Whalen's first pitch to D'Agostino is high and away, ball 1. D'Agostino, .318 hitter. No homers and 7 runs batted in. Andover as a team has 3 home runs, as does Centennial. And the offering from Whalen high, 2-0.
Well, patience is a virtue, especially when you've got a 2-0 count. You've got to be looking for that pitch that's right down the heart.
Wind blowing out to left, by the way, and there's a called strike on 2-0. Now 2-1 to D'Agostino. If he gets on, the cleanup hitter Logan Myers, catcher, is on deck. 2-1 from the lefty. 3-1 off the catcher's glove and back to the screen.
Mentioned Logan Myers. He's batting fourth. It's amazing, and we'll talk about it, but his on-base percentage is 1,000, and he's leading with walks, and there's one right there to D'Agostino.
Yeah, D'Agostino is on with a base on balls. So a 2-out base runner. Whalen had walked 10 in his 14 2/3 innings and walks 1 here, and a 2-out base runner for Logan Myers.
See if the Huskies try to get D'Agostino into scoring position.
Logan Myers hitting .190, 4 hits, 21 at bats, no homers, and 3 runs batted in. Catcher steps in here and takes outside, ball 1. Centennial scored a run in the top of the first inning on an error, then a double. Toss over to first. Molitor holding with the runner. D'Agostino gets back. Will Whalen Jr. sets. Long look to first. To the plate. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
There's a little behind that one. Huskies also so far have not been able to catch up to the gas from the left-hander.
Does a nice job mixing his pitches. He comes 1-1, fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As far as Centennial, good number of returning players off of the last year's club. Got off to a slow start, kind of just like, as we mentioned, Andover. But recently they've been getting contributions up and down the lineup. As we mentioned, they've got 400 hitters pretty much up and down their lineup. They lead it 1-0, 1 ball and 2 strikes to the plate. Foul back again. This one over the screen out of play, and it's still 1-2.
Good defensive swing by Myers. That pitch previous, I think he would want to have back, but that one's just protecting and try to get a good hack at the next one.
Tyler Liu now on deck if Myers can get on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the outside corner, got him looking. So Myers down looking. And Andover down here in the top of the first, no runs, no hits. And they leave one. We've played one. And it's Centennial 1, Andover nothing. High school baseball on QCTV Sports.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
1-0 Centennial with a lead over Andover. Baseball here from Andover High School. They forecasted upper 80s today. I don't know what our game time temperature is. I know that our in-truck meteorologist, I'm sure at this point in time, is gathering weather information for the weather graphic here shortly to get us that official game time temperature. Is Will Whalen, the pitcher, will start it out. And it's ball one. And there's a strike, 1-1.
You had mentioned Will Whalen, another 400 hitter, 481.
One homer, one of the 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in, 13 of 27. As a team, Centennial hitting .324. Not too shabby. 1-1. Fastball hits the outer half of the plate, 1-2.
See if he goes back to that curveball. Got to get it down in the zone.
Anderson to Whalen, up and away, 2-2. Try to get him to chase or something that didn't quite break as much there for Anderson.
Yeah, a little back door.
Evens it up, and here comes his 2-2. Thought about it, took it for ball 3, full count.
That's a good pitch if you can get him to pull the trigger.
Anderson, here's his pitch, payoff, and this is hit pretty well to left center field. That is going to find the gap all the way to the fence here for Whalen, and he will trot into second with a stand-up double. 2 hits, 2 doubles in the game here for Centennial. A leadoff double to start the second.
That is just a good piece of hitting. That ball was down and away, and Whalen just took it with power to left center.
So Whalen with the double. We'll get a courtesy runner for him. Chase Granzow, I believe, number 15. He's running over at second base as a courtesy runner for the pitcher. With Drew Molitor now, senior first baseman, following the first offering from Anderson back. 1 strike.
Well, this is a lefty-loaded lineup. 4 of the first 6 hitters all coming from
the
wrong side of the plate rather than the right.
If I was Centennial High School, I would have altered right field and made a nice short right field porch. Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The fences are in 20 feet this year. That was
200
convenient.
feet, yeah, it's 200 feet.
1 ball and 1 strike here to Molitor with Skrypek on deck. Nobody out, runner at second. Already Centennial with a run into the first. Batting here in the second. Off-speed pitch is up, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. These teams, when they played a year ago, Andover beat them by 10, 11-1, almost exactly a year ago. May 13th, here we sit on May 12th. 2-1 pitch in the air left side. That'll find foul territory and leave the yard. Out of play, 2-2.
Well, Anderson in the first inning with that curveball was able to keep it down around the knees and the thighs. A couple he's thrown so far have kind of blown up on him.
He has a 2-2 count here to Molitor. And it's on the ground to short. D'Agostino there. He'll hold the runner at second and throw over to first in time. 6-3 play. One out. Runner for Whalen is still there at second base, Granzow, and that'll bring up the number 7 hitter, Skrypek, for Centennial.
He's only hitting 487 or 478. That's not too bad.
That's pretty typical for a number 7 hitter. So Granzow at second. Skrypek, right fielder, strike one.
It's a good pitch by Anderson.
Skrypek to go with that 478 average. No homers, 8 runs batted in, 11 hits and 23 at bats. The 1-strike pitch, this in the air left side, third baseman Lou now over to have a look, long run, and it does land in play. Lou now, D'Agostino all trying to get there, but they can't. It lands in. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, important pitch here. If you can get the strikeout without allowing the runner to move up, you're in good shape going into the the last 2 of the order.
Anderson, according to head coach Pete Anderson, done a nice job mixing his pitches, has been able to shut down his opponents here the last several outings. 0-2 pitch, called, strike beautiful. 3. Got him looking right at the knees, too. 2 down.
That was a beautiful pitch. Nothing, really, it's almost unhittable. So Skyrek sits down, and average is going to drop a little bit.
Granzow remains at second. And now with 2 down, the catcher Caden Kleba. High. Ball 1.
Anderson has been a nice surprise for the Huskies.
Yeah, he's a senior, but look at his numbers.
Yeah.
Giving up just 1 earned run here this season. That includes today. That run given up in the first was unearned. Ball outside, 1-1. Check that, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes here to Kleba, 2 down.
State tournament team had Anthony Pardow and Josh Novak. They're 1-2 along with Justin Stoll.
Kleba just high, lays off that high fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. First 3-ball count that Anderson has had. Actually had 3-2 against Whalen. So the second one this inning, second of the game.
Foul ball comes in from the
JV game.
Game.
Head on a swivel, Jim. Got to be ready.
You're blocking me.
Right.
You're running interference.
I'm your human shield.
Yep.
Pitch is up and in, ball 4. 4-pitch walk. That puts Kleba down at first. First walk given up by Anderson. 2 on, 2 out for Centennial, with them leading 1-0 in the top of the second. Their number 9 hitter, Anders Westman, who hits .500. 8 hits and 16 at bats. No home runs and 4 runs batted in.
I don't think you can say 12 games into a season you can have a number 9 hitter at .500. Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
It's remarkable.
Yeah, it really is.
First and second for Centennial. Anderson trying to get out of the inning without any damage, and he delivers first pitch strike with a fastball. 1 strike to Westman, the junior third baseman for the Cougars. Swing and a miss. Good heat there. Nothing in 2.
Well, you should be heading back to that fastball one more time. Just elevate it a little bit. And set up your 4th pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes. Fouled off somebody's helmet. I think it was off the catcher, Myers. Bang, bang play. Still remains here, no balls and 2 strikes.
Centennial 18-7 last year. That was a solid campaign, and most of them are back.
Anderson's 0-2, bit high and in.
Good pitch. Now you see get yourself set up for that curveball.
1 ball, 2 strikes, top of the order on deck if Westman can get on here and extend the inning. Vinny Rye would be that batter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anderson, curveball, swing and a miss. Westman down swinging, 2 strikeouts here in the inning. And a 3 now for the game for Colin Anderson. For Centennial in the top of the second, they got no runs, 1 hit. And they leave a couple on. 1.5 here at Andover High School. Still Centennial 1 and Andover nothing.
Well, this is not only a big game for the Northwest Suburban Conference standings, but the Section 4A standings as well coming into today. Centennial was 3rd behind Blaine and Anoka. Anoka has been a real nice surprise. I know you did a game with Anoka versus Elk River, and,
yes.
and they have really improved. Tracy Blancett has got that thing humming over there again. Andover 4th, and then it drops down significantly with East Rapids or Coon Rapids, Forest Lake, and Cambridge Isani. Forest Lake on a down year this year. That's surprising to see them down.
Yeah, it's interesting because since they've gone to 4 classes, you don't have any of those northern teams. So Andover's not playing Grand Rapids, or they're not going to Grand Rapids and playing games up there in the section since they've gone from 3 classes to 4. So then you've got Centennial in there. You do have Duluth East, of course, just really the only northern team in that section now. But Grand Rapids was always a force and always a team to reckon with their program when it came to old section, even back to 7AA when it was just 2 classes, and then section 3A. And of course they stayed in 3A with their size, and now you got all the big schools here in section 7-4A.
Yeah, and Blaine has really played well. Jim, I think the first 2 weeks, I think it's a mulligan for almost every team because you don't know really what you had, and with the weather, 8 days, 9 days between games, I don't think that's necessarily a true testament to what a team is.
It was a real cruddy spring, let's be honest about it. It was cruddy, and it was really tough to get games in, and teams and athletic directors had to do what they had to do to reschedule and get games in as Tyler Lunau starts it out here, a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Kleba. Strike 1. Lunau, 263 hitter for the Huskies. No homers, 2 runs batted in, 5 hits and 19 at-bats.
Well, a lot of teams, their first time outside was a game.
Right. Pitch high. That one got away from Whalen a bit. 1 ball and 1 strike. Whalen, a 2-1 average record on the season. That earned run average at 2.39. Making his 5th start. Comes to the plate here, 1-1. Drops down a little 3/4. And it misses. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's Lunau, Novak, and Kuznia here in the second.
Lunau, good fielder. Made some good, solid strides at the dish.
Two 2-1 pitch goes the other way. Right fielder coming in is Skrypek, and he's not going to get it. It's going to land in front of him. And Lunau has the first hit of the game for the Andover Huskies.
Yeah, right off the hands, he was able to muscle that ball over the second baseman. I think it kind of fooled the right fielder. Right fielder.
Yeah, he thought it. I think he thought it was hit harder than it was, and it was a little more of a flare in on the hands a little bit, Jim. I thought.
Yep.
So it didn't quite have the gumption to get all the way out to the right fielder, Skrypek. So Lunau on at first. Here's the DH, Jason Novak. Whalen works from the set. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 to Novak, 167 average. Now he has 1 hit on the season. He's 1 for 6, and he has 4 runs batted in with a home run. So does that mean he has a grand slam? That's his only hit?
His only hit is a grand slam.
That's amazing. Novak here with 1 strike. And it's up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Actually talked to his hitting coach, Novak's hitting instructor, and was real fired up when he got that one over the fence.
He's DHing for the pitcher Anderson today. Swings and misses at that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And you can see Whalen doing a nice job mixing, changing speeds, locations, and keeping Andover off balance as much as he can.
Yeah, nothing up in the zone. It's all around the knees or thighs. He's done a nice job of just locating those pitches.
Here comes the 1-2 to him. And it's on the inside corner, called strike 3. Quick snap throw by Kleba down to first, and Lunau gets back. Novak down looking here for Novak. He's the first out of the inning. And the third strikeout of the game for Whalen.
Yeah, that's second strikeout looking. That one just nipped the inside part.
Left-handed swinging right fielder Anthony Kuznia now bats for the Huskies. And he takes on the inside corner. One strike, Kuznia 240 average, no homers, 5 runs batted in. 6 hits in its 25 at-bats. Kuznia senior, left-handed batter here with 1 strike. Lefty versus lefty. And that's got to be tough. He comes sidearm. That's tough against the left-handed hitter for the left-handed hitter, but he missed it outside, 1-1.
And Kuznia is standing right on the plate too. He's pretty tight. He's got to get those hands extended.
Here's the 1-1, popped up left side. Should be a play for Westman, the third baseman, just into foul territory, and he has it 2 down.
He got tied up on that one. Good pitch by Whalen. You like it. I mean, as an infielder, you like it when they're throwing the ball low and that ball's coming off. Maybe not as hard as what you expected.
That'll leave it up to Eli Nyhammer, senior first baseman. Fouled back. 0-1.
Nyhammer, the first baseman, also the closer.
Oh, that's a perfect name for a closer.
Bring in the hammer.
Yeah, exactly. Put down the hammer. 0-1. Just missed. Took something off, 1-1.
Yeah, we were seeing him, the first inning, we didn't see him drop down as much as we are. A little bit of change.
Nyhammer gets on. Davis Goldman would love to bat here. Whalen checks first. Lou now the batter, the runner over there. He comes to the plate, and the batter Nyhammer takes a strike. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down.
Well, that strike call is on the catcher, Clubber. He gets so low when he's got that one knee down. Easy to see.
And the 1-2 is high, 2-2.
Fastball, try to get him chase up. See if they send Lou now on this one.
Molitor holding with him there. 2-2 pitch. He does go, but a swing and a miss. And Nyhammer down swinging. 2 strikeouts this inning. 4 strikeouts for the game here for Will Whalen. And he keeps Andover off the board here in the bottom of the second. No runs. There was a hit. And they leave 1. 2 innings complete here at Andover. Cougars 1, Huskies nothing here on QCTV Sports.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Being prepared is a part of who you are. But it's especially important in the case of a disaster. Be informed about possible emergencies in your area. Make a plan that covers where you go in an emergency. Build a kit with the things you need to survive. There's no one more capable of planning for your situation than you. Start your plan today. Go to ready.gov/myplan.
Back here as we get ready for the third inning. Centennial batting unofficially here, according to my tally, 83 degrees for baseball here at Andover High School today.
And it feels
not used to it. It feels like 95.
Yeah.
Top of the order, Vinny Rye here for the Cougars. Strike 1 from Colin Anderson. I'm not complaining.
No,
just not used to the heat.
Well, 2 weeks ago you could take 40 degrees off that.
Yeah. 1 strike pitch.
And that was a good day.
Yep. I think 2 weeks. There's some radar. Analyze that for me, Jim. We got any squall lines?
We got some.
Bow echoes?
Maybe not bow echoes yet, but we got some stuff heading to the Twin Cities area. It's a ways out on the South Dakota border, southern Minnesota border.
So this game seems pretty safe.
I think we'll be all
unless
right.
we go 20 innings.
Yeah. And these guys are throwing pretty well. A good pitch.
And a swing and a miss. Rye goes down swinging, and Anderson starting to settle in. He has 4 strikeouts now, starting the 3rd inning with a K of Vinny Rye. 1 down, and here's Brendan Hemmer.
Hemmer struck out in the first inning. See if he starts him out with a curveball here.
Yep, he sure does. And that's a beauty. Swing and a miss.
What that does, it just opens up the ability now to throw inside and see if you can get that inside strike.
0-1. And he does. 0-2. Outside, inside, that's tough for a hitter.
Yeah, it certainly is. Now it's, every pitch is on the table. He's going to go low on a fastball.
Hemmer, a .426 hitter. Ooh, he gets on this one, hit well towards left field, and it is off the fence. Goldman to play it, and it'll be the 3rd double of the game here for Centennial. Runner at second now with 1 out, 1-0 Cougars for their number 3 hitter, Jake Slipka.
Well, I guarantee you Anderson wants that one back. 0-2 pitch. You really don't give up something that juicy down the plate. Good hitter. I mean, give Hammer some credit.
Slipka knocked in the only run of the game with a double back in the 1st inning, then was thrown out at 3rd trying to stretch it to a triple. .476 hitter. Bounces one back to the backstop. 1 strike to Slipka. That was his 11th run batted in of the season.
And he hit a curveball, and that was up in the zone. We'll see if Anderson stays away from that.
Hemmer gets his lead at second. Anderson checks, comes to the plate, inside out swing, fouls it to the left side towards the JV field here to our left. And it's 0-2.
Slipka's a good hitter. You can just tell that his adjustments that he makes during that at bat is solid.
Fouled back again, and it's 0-2. Still, as we continue along. Softball teams playing as well, varsity.
At Centennial.
Just to our left. Oh, they're at Centennial today?
No, well, the Centennial's here.
Oh, that's okay. That's what I thought. I thought I saw activity over there.
Yep.
And that's a wild pitch all the way back to the screen. That'll get Hemmer down to 3rd. And it'll be a ball to Slipka, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one just got away from Anderson all the way back to the screen.
About 30 years ago, we would have said, hit the bull, and people would understand what that meant.
Hit the
bull.
Hit the bull.
Yeah, from Bull Durham.
Oh, that's, of course. I didn't realize you were making a movie reference. Of course. Bouncer towards the Andover dugout, and it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Major League Baseball, or Major League the movie, isn't that much older than Bull Durham, maybe a few years.
Yes.
So now the reference would be just a bit outside. Tried the corner and missed. That would be the reference now.
Yes.
I actually think Major League probably eclipsed Bull Durham in some of those catchphrases.
Yep.
Because there were a ton of them. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the inside corner. Good pitch by Anderson. And Slipka froze in there. He looks at it for the strikeout, 2 down. 5th strikeout of the game for Colin Anderson.
Yeah, really tough pitch for a left-hander to hit when that fastball kind of tails back in. You think it's going to hit your thighs. Really nice pitch by Anderson.
Runner 90 feet away. Hemmer at 3rd for Brady Ivory. Trying to get a clutch hit here to add to Centennial's lead. And he'll take the breaking ball low and in. Ball 1. Ivory, .323 hitter, has one of their home runs. 19 runs batted in. Takes up and away, 2-0. Whalen would bat if Ivory gets on.
Yeah, it's pick your poison. I mean, there's Not a weak part in this lineup.
There's a strike. Oh, and a throw down to third and a strike. What a throw by Myers as he picks off Hemmer. Well, it was a strike pitch, and then Myers throws just a dart down to third base to pick off Hemmer. And that is the third out of the inning here in the top of the third inning.
And what a tag by Lunau down there. Diving across and being able to get that tag down. Great play. Very, very nice. Had that set up. That was preordained, and
that ends the inning. Centennial, no runs, a hit, and because of the pickoff, nobody left on. Bottom of the third we go, and it's still 1-0. And that's just a great fielding play, great athletic play, and that's one thing that Coach Pete Anderson in his 4th season here for the Huskies talked about is how good Andover has played in the field.
Yeah.
They don't have the same batting average that, let's say, Centennial does, but their pitching has been good, and their defense and their fielding has been supporting their pitching.
Yeah, you've got a runner on third, and you got a chance to wipe the slate with a good throw and tag. I think D'Agostino would like to have that first one back. He's made a bunch of plays at shortstop, and that was just one that just kind of slipped under his glove. But it has been a very good defensive team.
Live look into Champlin Park, Coon Rapids. Courtesy of our friends at CTN over at Coon Rapids High School. They have similar weather as we do here. It appears.
It might be a couple degrees. It's a little farther south. It might be a couple degrees warmer.
Coon Rapids is closer to that urban heat dome. So they probably get a couple degrees warmer.
Yeah, yep.
It's the number 9 hitter here for Andover to start out the bottom of the third. Goldman, Kelly, and Law. So 9-1-2 for the Huskies. Bottom of the third, and still trailing at 1-0.
You're seeing a treat. Both these catchers have done a lot for their pitchers, and with their ability to catch the ball and frame the plate, both have done a nice job.
Goldman, 273 average entering today for the Huskies. Fastball, strike one. Yeah, you talk about that. I mean, Huskies catcher Myers, the batter at the plate with the runner at third, is the cleanup hitter.
Yeah.
So he picks the guy off at third, and he's no longer. He's going to face the cleanup hitter with nobody on to begin the next inning. So that really helps out the pitcher. The pitcher in that instance, Anderson, is very, very thankful for what Myers did. Very appreciative, I'm sure. No balls, 2 strikes, 0-2 to Goldman. First time he's stepped to the plate here today. Fouls it straight back, and it's still 0-2.
Team leader in RBIs is Goldman with 7. Tied with a couple of other Husky hitters.
6 hits, 22 at bats entering today. 0-2 pitch to him. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Boy, when Whalen needs to, he rears back and can bring that fastball. And Huskies have had a hard time catching up to that. 1 down. That's 3 strikeouts in the last 4 at bats for the Centennial pitcher Will Whalen.
Yeah, it's difficult when you see that coming around your eyeballs. It's probably called a ball, but it's close enough where you got to take a chance at it.
Yeah. Top of the order, Patty Kelly. Squares to bunt, pops it foul over the screen over our heads and out of play. 1 strike. Kelly tapped out to the pitcher back in the bottom of the first inning. 0 for 1 today, entering the game hitting .382.
Good on base percentage too, at .447.
The 1 strike. Fastball high, 1-1.
Yeah, as a lefty against lefty, you don't see a lot of them, especially at this caliber. It's good to just kind of watch a couple of pitches before you decide what you're going to pick out.
Whalen rocks, fires, strike, 1-2.
Your coaches right now with 0-2 or 1-2 count, go to work and got to protect. Strike zone expands a little bit.
Whalen's pitch, good eye there by Kelly, and 1-2, let it go, and it's 2-2. Lefty versus lefty here against Patty Kelly. Here's his 2-2. Laced but foul left side, just past the right ear of head coach Pete Anderson. And it stays 2-2. Sunny and 83 here at Andover.
Wind has died a little bit.
It has, thankfully. 2-2 pitch hit sharply towards first. Backhanded Molitor. And did they get him? They did. Whalen able to cover, got there in time. A bit of a race there, but he beat Kelly. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, that was Whalen looked like he got a little bit of a late jump coming off. And Patty Kelly right from the start running hard.
I'll leave it up to Kyle Law. Struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1. 344 hitter.
He's a guy who can carry a team. When he gets rolling, he can carry a team.
Whalen's first delivery, 3/4 in the dirt, ball 1.
Dead pull hitter. I've heard he's a pretty good hockey player too.
We had a few good hockey players here in our vicinity here, both boys and girls, of course. There's a called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a magical winter season for the puck fans here for Andover. 1 ball and 1 strike. Low, 2-1. I think it was the third time, only the third time, that the boys and girls from the same team won the state championship. I know Edina did it just a few years ago, and then there was another.
I think it was Wayzata or Eden Prairie. I don't remember.
I thought it was Holy Angels.
Maybe
I thought it was. I'm almost certain it was a private school. Here's a high fly ball to left field. Ivory back to the fence, still drifting back, and it's gone. We have ourselves a tie game. Kyle Law, his second dinger of the season, and it's 1-1.
Blake kept working him low, and he just turned on that fastball when he dropped 3/4 and made no mistake about it. Got it up into the jet stream and landed well over the fence.
He blasts that one. Ivory just ran out of room, and that ties the game at 1. 4th home run as a team here for Andover. And the number 3 hitter, bases empty here, 2 down and the run in, Noah D'Agostino. And he takes strike 1. Second hit of the game for the Huskies on that Kyle Law homer. RBI number 8. 1 strike to D'Agostino. Swing and a miss.
Time to shorten up. 0-2 count.
Whalen ahead. Here comes the 0-2, fouled back. Stays at 0-2. Myers bats if D'Agostino can get on, as the Huskies have tied it up here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Nothing gets past. There's a baseball right back here.
Hit well to right field. This one will again not hang up. Skrypek will have to let it hit. Nice piece of hitting there by D'Agostino with an opposite field single. He's on base for the second time. He had walked, and now he has a base hit. 2-out base runner for Logan Myers.
Well, that was a great piece of hitting, and you know, again, 2 strikes on the hitter. You really don't want to throw something that he can hit. D'Agostino protecting the plate, got something up in his wheelhouse, was able to punch it out to right.
Myers, a strikeout victim, went down looking back in the first, 0 for 1. Toss to first, Molitor holding there with D'Agostino, and D'Agostino not a huge lead, gets back in easily.
My guess we'll see him at some point during this at-bat try to get to second.
You know, Centennial's thinking that too, as they're trying to keep him close, as it's fouled away by Myers.
Well, that completely fooled the coaching staff and D'Agostino as he got the call to go back as Will Whalen threw it home. He'll go on first movement. If they're stealing, he'll just, as soon as he picks up his leg, he'll go.
1 strike pitch. Almost got past Kleba. Really had to reach and stretch for that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 3rd, Centennial scored a run in the top of the 1st, unearned. And now Andover on the clout of Kyle Law's home run tied it up here in the third. 1-1 in the dirt. Run will advance. D'Agostino won't have to steal second. He'll get it here with the wild pitch. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Myers. So a runner in scoring position for Andover here, trying to take the lead.
This is another guy, another senior leader that can help carry a team.
And time is called. Catcher Kleba out to talk to Will Whalen.
Well, it looks like he's a good job by Kleba to go out there. He looks like he's just overthrowing a little bit. He's missing either high or over adjusting on his curveball.
This is easily the warmest day we've had so far, and that's got to be something that the players
you're right.
mentioned. We're not used to it, and certainly the players haven't been in this yet here this season. 2 balls and 1 strike to Myers. The Whalen pitch. Nubber off the end of the bat through that thick grass. Rye's going to have to hurry. He won't have a play. He'll throw to third, though, and he got him. D'Agostino was caught off third, too far down the line. And Rye made the right play. He didn't throw it to first. He thought he might have a play at third, and he did. And that's all for Andover here in the third inning. It will go as an infield base hit by Myers, and then D'Agostino basically picked off the bag at third. And Andover's done here in the bottom of the third, but they get a run on 3 hits. The big hit, of course, in the run on Kyle Law's home run, and they'll leave 1 on. 3 innings here at Andover. We're tied at 1 on QCTV Sports.
Jason, let's go see your room.
Nice shot from the outfield here at Andover High School. A beautiful day, sunshine, 83 degrees. The thunderstorms and crazy weather giving us enough time to get a baseball game in here before another round later on tonight. Along with Jim Childs, I'm Jim Erickson. Great to be here today. I think it was 2 weeks ago today. Joe Rulin and I were at Target Field for Elk River Anoka, and it was like 30 degrees or something. Luckily, and I'm not complaining because Joe and I were up in the Target Field press box. We take a look at that last play at third that ended the bottom of the third inning. Heck of a play.
Yeah, it really was. It looks like he might have got his hand before the tag, but you know, with 2 umpires, it's real difficult to be able to to call that. So
yeah, the infield umpire, just based on where he had to be, he was over by second base.
Well, not only that, he's got to be thinking it's going to be a close play at first, and then you know, be able to change your vision and get over to third.
Brady Ivory leads it off for Centennial, top of the 4th. This one is on the ground, and that will be foul. Wide to first.
I'd like to see Anderson keep working on the inside with these lefties. It's a tough time handling it on the inside.
Remember, Ivory was at the plate when Myers picked off Hemmer over at third. 2-1 pitch on the ground again to the right side. First baseman Nyhammer will take it himself. 1 down.
That was a good pitch. Locked him up. These hitters can extend when they can extend their hands like good hitters extend their hands. They can hit the ball a long ways.
Here's a pitcher, Will Whalen, doubled in the second, one of 3 doubles. Centennial has 3 hits. All 3 are 2 baggers. Takes low in the dirt. Ball 1. Whalen, 481 hitter. So he's a pitcher and a guy who can smacked the ball around the yard at 481 with a homer and 13 runs batted in.
Ooh, that's a good
that
pitch.
one just missed. Good eye by Whalen. 2-0.
Well, pitching coach John Heath has said nothing but good things about Anderson and Novak in the bullpen.
2-0. Fastball misses up and away. So 3 balls and no strikes, nobody on, and 1 out. Centennial batting here in the top of the 4th in a 1-1 game. 3-0 misses. 4-pitch walk. Second walk yielded by Colin Anderson. That'll put Whalen at first, more than likely a courtesy runner here. And that'll be Chase Granzow again, the senior reserve outfielder and pitcher. We'll get time here for the Huskies, Jim.
Coach Heath out to probably just talk a little bit about how we want to pitch this tough left-handed lineup. Molitor grounded out to shortstop, but had a good couple of hacks. And also possibly give some time if they have somebody up in the bullpen I can't see down there. But I know Josh Novak would be one of the...
If the bullpen is the batting cage, Jim, and I assume that it is.
No,
there's nobody in there. Is it further down?
No, it's actually behind the dugout over there. And there's people there, so obviously it must not
right.
be. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Drew Molitor, runner at first for Centennial. Fouled at the plate. 1 strike. Molitor grounded to short in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1.
Well, Coach Howells talked about this being a playoff atmosphere, and I tell you what, this is a well-played game. This is one mistake can possibly make the decision.
One of 6 400 or better batters in this lineup for Centennial today. And there's a beautiful breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. Really nothing Molitor could do with that, and it's 0-2. Nothing in 2 with Skrypek on deck, 1 down. Granzow, the runner at first, gets his lead. Here's the 0-2, and that's going to get away from Myers, and Granzow will advance to second. That'll be a wild pitch charge to Anderson. And they have a runner in scoring position in a 1-1 game.
I think Myers would like to have that one back. He's got to turn his glove down and just block it.
One and 2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 down.
Good curveball. It kind of dropped on the outside part of the plate. That was a beautiful pitch.
Anderson came in with 17 strikeouts in 15 innings pitched. Here he's 3 2/3, and he now has 6 strikeouts today. And that'll leave it up to Aaron Skrypek. He went down looking in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Granzow, the runner at second. Anderson looks at him. Pitch inside, ball 1.
This is the next most important hitter for the Huskies. Seems like every time somebody's on base, it's an important out.
Comes in. Breaking ball misses. 2 balls and no strikes with Kleba on deck. There's just no easy outs in the Centennial line. I mean, Kleba's next, and he's got the lowest average in the 9 hitters at 276.
And he's a good hitter. I've seen, he's one of the more dangerous ones, too.
Here's a well-hit ball, but pulled foul down the right field line. 2 balls and 1 strike. Skrypek kind of golfed that one.
A senior-laden lineup, 6. I've got 6 seniors.
Yeah, they had a lot of returners off of last year's quality club. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Anderson, here's the set in the pitch. Up and away, 3 and 1. Again, Kleba to follow Skrypek if Skrypek gets on here. That one got away from him. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning, and both runners on here via the base on balls with Caden Kleba batting, who gained a walk his only other plate appearance back in the 2nd inning.
Well, he's in the lineup for his catching. but still, he's a really good hitter.
Both of these teams with outstanding catchers and backstops, and that's just such a important area to build your team from.
Well, it's really been an evolution. The catching position has really evolved over the last 3 to 4 years with the different stances, going to the one knee down.
First pitch to Kleba, and it's up and in. And right now Anderson struggling a little bit with his control. First and second, Centennial threatening here to break a 1-1 tie.
And there is somebody up in the bullpen now.
Anderson's 1-ball pitch coming. High. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, I think the heat, you made a good point, Jim, about the heat. I mean, it's, you know, we're in the in the 4th inning. Had to made some real quality pitches.
Could be perspiration. Haven't had to use the rosin bag much this season. 2-0 in the air, center field. Almost right at Law. Drifts back a couple more. Oh, that wind almost got him, but Law able to track it down. It looked like Kyle Law had it all the way, and then at the last moment he had to lunge backwards, and he makes a catch out in center field. If not, 2 runs would have scored. So great job by Law, and that keeps it a 1-1 game here for Centennial in the 4th. No runs, no hits, and they leave 2 on with the 2 base on balls here in the. We almost got hit from a ball from the JV field there. Yeah, just, you know, it's nonchalant. Oh, what's that coming? Oh, it's just a missile from the other field. So Kleba goes down. The 2 walks do not haunt Colin Anderson, and it's 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, and you're seeing right now all the strikeouts from both sides. 6 for Anderson, and he's got 5 for Wayland.
Yeah, I've got him for 5 unofficially.
Yeah. Some alumni of note. Kyle Norby, the former Cougar, is playing for Minnesota State Mankato in the NSIC tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Solid relief pitcher. Used to be the quarterback for Centennial. And Nolan Belchner for the Huskies is playing in the playoffs for, I'm going to give you a conference, see if you can get it out. CCIC.
The Central Collegiate Intercollegiate Conference.
That was close. It's the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference as he's pitching for Alvat Nazareth in the NIAI.
I was going to say Credence Clearwater Revival Conference, but I think there was yes.
Missing the W. But it's or the R.
Yes, there was an I instead of an R.
Yep.
The commissioner would be John Fogerty if that was a conference. All right, bottom of the 4th here for Andover, 1-1 game. Lunau, Novak, and Kuznia against Will Whalen. Andover worked out of a jam in the top half of the inning. This one's sharply hit and into left field. A ground ball base hit for Tyler Lunau. He's 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, nice job. Just dropped the barrel head and roped it in between shortstop and third base.
5th hit of the game for the Andover Huskies, and the leadoff man is on for Josh Novak.
Second time through the order for the Huskies, and they're feeling a little bit more comfortable with seeing the pitches from Wayland.
Novak, a strikeout victim, went down looking in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. The Whalen pitch, low and inside, ball 1.
Huskies are 4 for 5 in the second time through against Wayland.
Yeah, 3 hits that last inning back in the 3rd.
Yep.
And now a 4th hit here. One ball, no strikes. Whalen to Novak. Hit in the air, left side, foul territory. Westman gets turned around. Now the shortstop trying to get there straight. And it falls in. Westman just I think he just lost where the ball was, and he got kind of turned around and straight. It was just way too long of a run for him.
Well, I think the wind is, as we saw, is playing such a havoc because we are down a little bit. I think once it gets up there, it's swirling.
Yeah, we are good as far as the grade. We're a few feet below street level here, if you will. Street level is the level of the high school and the high school parking lot and the tennis courts. Here's a fly ball again to the right side. Look at the wind do that. It pushed it back into fair territory, and everybody's going to be safe. That looked like that was certainly going to be a foul ball down the right field line out beyond first base. And one of the Cougar players is slow to get up as he got twisted and turned around by that little pop fly. It's going to be a bloop base hit.
Yeah, that's Vinny Rye, the second baseman. As he's, I don't know if the ball hit him. Yeah.
Might be a lower body injury, to borrow a hockey term.
See right here. Looks like he might have caught a cleat. Yeah, he did. One thing about metal spikes is they do stick.
And he had to change direction because that's exactly what happened to the ball.
Yep. Again, that's wind is just pushing it. We'll see who comes in. He's able to, still not on his feet.
And he's going to need help to get to his feet, head to the Centennial dugout. Going to try and wrangle the trainer here. We've got a few different sporting events going on here today. Looks like varsity tennis back there. Got baseball and softball here, so I'm sure there's a trainer somewhere here on site.
And I think we have.
We'll get a look at that.
The Huskies have lacrosse here tonight. A full docket.
Over on the turf.
Yes.
So a lengthy break here. Get you set up here. That little bloop down that right field line puts Novak on base. Moves Lunau to second. First and second, nobody out. And a golden opportunity here for Andover.
See who goes out to second base.
Molitor was the first baseman.
Yeah, tough play. First baseman it's very difficult for the first baseman to get it because it's right above the head. The second baseman's got the best angle on it.
I think they're going to move. Looks like Skrypek, number 27's got the first base glove on. I think. Here comes Maverick Harper.
Okay, he's going to the outfield, the left field.
He's going to left field. Boy, they're really, with the loss of the second baseman, they're really jumbling things up here. I think Molitor went to second. So Molitor to second. Rye is out. Skrypek is now at first. So Harper is in left field. Yeah, so and we also have a new right fielder then.
Well, I think when Ivory went over from
Ivory went to right field. Talk about a domino effect as far as, we wish the best to Rye, and hopefully that ankle, it's just a sprain or a slight little twist and a turn, and he's okay.
Interesting here. See, they are going to bunt.
Square to bunt.
Nice bunt.
Batter is Kuznia on the ground. Throw to first. Everybody's safe. Bases loaded. Infield base hit on the bunt. Novak to second, Lunau to third, and Kuznia's on. Nobody out.
Well, Kuznia did a great job. Great bunt past the pitcher. you know, you've got a new first baseman in who's still trying to get his glove arm on, and just a little confusion between the pitcher and the catcher on who was, or pitcher and the first baseman on who was going to grab it.
That's a great play.
Yeah.
That's a great point, too, that Skrypek moves from right field to first base. He puts a different glove on than he's had the entire game up to this point. Why not make him make a play, make them make a decision as far as, you know, he wasn't thinking that he was going to be playing first base, so he probably didn't take any reps at first base as far as covering or with the pitcher covering or making a play on that where timing is so important. So a smart call there for the Huskies, and it certainly paid off. Bases full now and nobody out. Batter will be Eli Nyhammer, and time called by Centennial.
Well, they'll line their defense. Nobody out. You're on the bottom part of the order. Nyhammer's a big, strong kid. However, with a batting average down where he is, it's either a fly ball or a bunt.
He struck out swinging in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Lunau at third. Novak is at second. Kuznia, the runner, at first. And Will Whalen in a jam. He'll work from the set here. First pitch to Nyhammer. Strike one.
Well, it's important to throw strikes, and you know, no free passes. And he's had the Huskies number first time through that order.
Nothing in one. At the knees, nothing in two. Davis Goldman on deck for the Huskies.
Whalen wants a strikeout or a pop-up. Really, those are the two things that he's shooting for.
Ooh, and that's up over his helmet all the way to the screen. Run will score. It was off the catcher's glove. Almost sounded like it hit the catcher's glove. Almost sounded it hit the helmet of the batter, Nyhammer. But he ducked out of the way. It's a wild pitch, and Lunau scores, and Andover has their first lead of the game. So now second and third. First base is empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Eli Nyhammer, and still nobody out. The Whalen pitch. This is hit well to left. Harper going back, and that is off the fence. It's the base of the fence. Novak has scored. Here comes Kuznia, and it's a 2-run double by Eli Nyhammer. 4-1 Huskies.
Well, Nyhammer has been waiting for that, and Whalen that ball was just up in the strike zone with a 1-2 pitch. And Eli made no mistake with that one. That was a missile.
RBIs 3 and 4 on the season for Nyhammer. Runner in scoring position, still nobody out for the Huskies. The batter will be Davis Goldman, who struck out in the third, 0 for 1. Whalen, fastball, strike one.
That was a frustration fastball.
Yes.
I'm going to throw it as hard as I possibly can.
Top of the order, and Patty Kelly on deck. 3-run fourth inning for Andover, and with nobody out, they're hoping for more. Swing and a miss. Another big fastball. High speed, a little bit high up in the zone, and Goldman just couldn't catch up to it.
Well, think about how important that out was at third base to end the third inning. Huskies are on 7 straight hits right now.
Might be the turning point of the game at this point. No balls, 2 strikes. And on the inside corner, Goldman down looking. He's gone down twice now. He heads to the bench. Whalen has his 6th strikeout of the game. We'll go to the top of the order. Batter is Patty Kelly. 0 for 2 today. A couple of infield ground balls to the right side of the infield. 1-3 and 3-1. Runner at second, Nyhammer. Misses low and away. Ball 1 to Patty Kelly. Whalen trying to keep this at a 3-run inning. 1-0. Bunt pushed down the third base line. It'll spin foul.
Another good idea. The second time he's tried that today. One thing that's unique about the Andover field is the baselines are grass. And so once if it can grab onto the grass, it will stay fair.
Yes, that's a good point. Time called at the plate by the hitter Patty Kelly, who had 13 hits coming in. Amongst their batters in the order here, he leads the team in hits. Looking for his first one here. Hit to the outfield would more than likely score Nyhammer from second, give him another run. 1-1. Right back up the middle, off the glove of Whalen. Played by the shortstop Stripe, but he can't play it cleanly. So off the glove of Whalen, a hot shot right back up the middle. That's going to be a hit. You can't assume that Kelly is going to play that ball off of the pitcher's glove, so you got to give him an infield hit. And Nyhammer is at third. Runners at the corners still with just the one out. We go to Kyle Law.
This is an interesting situation. Left-hander up, runners on first and third. One of the college plays is the third base runner will start, and then the runner on first will start with a left-handed hitter.
Last at bat, Law, a solo home run to left field. He rips this one to center. And Nyhammer will score easily. It's a 4-run inning, and it's 5-1 Huskies. Another RBI in the game here for Law, his second hit of the game.
He's starting to heat up. I mean, you can just see his confidence in the box. And that'll be it for Whalen.
Yeah, here comes head coach Jacob Howells in his fourth year. Was an assistant for, I think, 4 years before he took over as the head coach back in 2019. So that'll be all for Whalen. They'll make the pitching change here for Centennial. Whalen goes 3 1/3. And all 5 runs charged to him. He's still responsible for Patty Kelly and Kyle Law on base.
Aiden Lesner. Looks like he'll come in.
6 hits this inning. 10 for the game for Andover. So Waylon Lee's having given up 10 hits, struck out 6, and walked 1.
That's Law in his second at bat as he hit one over the fence in left field. A majestic shot. Hit the jet stream up there and landed beyond the wall.
So sophomore Aiden Leeser will be the relief pitcher. That'll take over for Will Whalen. So he will assume the 2 base runners here. He'll inherit Law at first and Kelly at second. And we'll try to stop the bleeding here for Centennial in the bottom of the 4th. At one point, the Huskies had 7 hits in a row. Going back to the 3rd inning, because technically the 3rd inning ended on a hit because of the play at third for the 3rd out. And then they started this inning with 4 consecutive hits. It's not a bad run offensively. No. You know your lineup is getting keyed in and tuned up when you're doing that. And Noah D'Agostino will be the first batter that Leeser will face here for Centennial.
Well, we kind of came into this game thinking this was the immovable objects against the irresistible force with the hitting of Centennial and the pitching of Andover. And it's more of the Andover hitting as so far through.
Yeah, Andover looks like the team that's hitting about 330.
Yep.
Here today, they have the hitting shoes on. You know, one thing that Coach Anderson mentioned for For them early in the season, they were striking out way too much in those first 3 games. They had 36 strikeouts in those first 3 games, and they went 0-3. D'Agostino has a hit and a walk here today, on twice. First and second, and the first pitch from Leeser is on the ground into left field for a base hit. Kelly to third. They'll send him. Here comes a throw, and it will not be in time. Another run here for Andover, an RBI base hit from D'Agostino. And the hitting parade continues here for the Huskies, and their lead is now 6-1.
Yeah, earlier on in the season, Andover was trying to hit a 7-run home run just to, and just overshooting what their abilities were. Now it's great to see just controlled hitting, good base hits.
D'Agostino picks up his 8th run batted in of the season. His second hit of the game, 2 for 2. And that'll set up now Logan Myers, the 9th Husky to bat in this bottom of the 4th. First and second, runners go. Throw down to third, and it's in time. So Law caught stealing. Aggressive base running there by the Huskies, a double steal attempt. D'Agostino gets in to second, but Law is caught stealing there for the second out of the inning.
Great play by Kleba. Just step behind the right-handed batter, 1 step and throw. Good tag by Wiesman.
Pitch was a strike to Myers. 0-1. Leeser is the sophomore right-hander in relief of Whalen. And it's outside. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike as we take a look at that play again.
It looks like he was out.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Hit the other way and foul. Seven hits this inning here for Andover.
Myers is going to Grandview down in Iowa. Your old stomping grounds?
Yes, I was in Des Moines for a couple of years. Quick little toss over to second base. Molitor's now playing at second. And just trying to keep D'Agostino honest over there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. That all the runs here this inning at this point charged to Whalen, so that pretty much closes the book on him. Giving up 6 runs, 3 1/3 innings, 10 hits. Struck out 6, walked 1.
Kleba is making sure that the signs are right with a runner on second.
1-2 here to Myers. And Leeser will step off.
They don't have the electronic
the pitch clock?
Yeah, the pitch clock or the signs.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bouncer left side, foul. Oh, right, where the pitcher's got, the catcher's got the little thing on his wrist, and it's beeps.
Beeps, 1 for fastball, 2 for whatever, and.
Boy, guys from the old school, they're going, man, do they have it easy these days.
Exactly.
You only have to pitch 5 innings, and it's considered a good. And we're, of course, talking Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Well, they pitch 5 innings, and that's a quality start. Bert Blyleven and Jack Morris and all those other guys are going, hello. But that's just the way it is now. Things change, things evolve.
Centennial is concerned about something. I can't figure out what it is, but they have seemed to meet about 3 times on Logan Myers.
Here's Leeser's 1-2 pitch. Misses ball 2, 2-2. And Tyler Lunau, who started this inning with a single, is on deck, would bat if Myers can get on and extend the inning here with 2 down. Myers today a walk and a strikeout, 1 for 2, 2-2, fouled back. Just got a piece of it to stay alive.
He was right on that. Well, the sophomore's got pretty good giddy up on his fastball. Not a lot of difference in speed between the lefty and the righty for Centennial.
Back to the play, curveball this time, and it's fouled away, and it stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you're interested in the numbers on Leeser, 5 innings pitched. He has not started a game, no record, an ERA of 7.00, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, 5 earned runs in 5 innings pitched. Here's a fly ball, the left side. Moving over is the left fielder, and Harper is out there now, and he makes the catch. But a big, big inning here for Andover comes to an end. Huskies get 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They leave 1 on, and we go to the 5th, and Andover's opened up a 5-run lead. Huskies 6, Cougars 1. High school baseball here on QCTV Sports.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Well, Centennial will bat. We'll move to the top of the 5th inning. It was 1-1 going into the bottom of the 4th, but the Huskies struck for 5, and they lead it here 6-1.
We've got a new pitcher.
Centennial will have their number 9 hitter to start it out. Looks like with the big lead here, Andover will go to their bullpen.
It'll be Josh Novak.
20
innings pitched, 1.4 ERA, 27 strikeouts. He is 2-2. Consider him being the ace. Good fastball.
Novak, the DH today, so he's DHing for the pitcher, so he's in that spot already. Number 6 spot in the lineup. He's ahead of Westman here, 0-2, a little nubber. Novak off the mound to his left, tossed to first, 1 up, 1 down.
Good job by Novak. He just sawed him off with that fastball right on the fists.
Josh, the junior. And we'll go to the top of the order for Centennial. Vinny Rye is his spot. Of course, it was taken by now Aiden Leeser is pitching. Rye, who last inning injured what appeared to be his leg, getting kind of twisted and turned and caught in the turf down the right field line on a drifting fly ball that was being affected by the wind. He had gone 0 for 2, reaching an air. Scored the only run of the game for Centennial and also struck out. This is a Leeser's spot in the order as the pitcher when he came in. Left-handed swinger.
Another lefty.
Yeah, they just something about that side of town, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
1 ball and 1 strike. Leeser will bounce it foul wide of first base, and it's 1-2. Leeser hitting .250. Minimal at bats here, just 4 at bats, 5 plate appearances. He's 1 for 4. No home runs, no runs batted in. Trying to get something going here for Centennial. 1 down and a swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Novak. Got him to chase. 2 down.
Yeah, fastball kind of dived on the outside. Good two-seam fastball. Or sinker if we were playing in the majors.
And with 2 down, here's Brandon Hemmer. First strikeout here for Novak. Fouled straight back, strike 1. Novak working ahead here in his first inning of work in relief of Will Anderson, or Colin Anderson, excuse me, went 4 innings. The only run he gave up was unearned. 1 strike pitch, and he swings at that one in the dirt. Novak got him to chase. 0-2. Novak getting right to business here in relief.
He sounds like a tennis player out there.
Little grunt, little Monica Seles grunt. 0-2 to Hemmer. Novak to the plate, and this popped up right side. Will there be room? Nyhammer, foul territory. And it'll land in. Foul ball, 0-2. The line on Anderson, he went 4 innings. Gave up the 1 unearned run, 3 hits, struck out 6, and walked 3. Not a bad line.
But that's against a good hitting team like this. I would say that's a good afternoon.
Hemmer with a strikeout, a double, and now no balls and 2 strikes here to him. Bases empty with 2 down. Top of the 5th inning, Novak to the plate. Curveball just outside.
I tell you what, that was a great pitch. 0-2 pitch. He caught too much of the plate that first time, or 1-2 pitch. Caught too much of the plate on that last strike.
Bleacher umpires wanted the call there. Here comes the 1-2. That one's going to be in the dirt, and we'll skip back to the backstop.
That was like
and now leaving up here at 2-2.
That was a 47-foot breaking ball.
I've swung at that before, so it can be an effective pitch. Don't sleep on the 47-foot curveball. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. And another one really pulled the string in the dirt. He swings and misses. Myers will have to play it over to first, and he does. It's a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts here for Josh Novak. Nice job in relief here as they quickly, and that's what you want as a team. You go out and get 5 runs. You come back the next inning and get the opponent 1-2-3, and that's exactly what Novak and the Huskies do here in the top of the 6th, or top of the 5th, excuse me, 3 up and 3 down. And it's still 6-1 Andover as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, good job by Novak. Just to, his presence out there. He's a bulldog, and went after those hitters. I can say that for both Anderson and Novak. They are not afraid to throw strikes.
Bottom of the 5th for the Huskies, and they had then sent 9 to the plate in the 4th inning, so they'll have Lunau, Novak, and Kuznia due up here. And for Centennial, they just want to try and quiet these Andover bats that have been so hot here the last 2 innings, especially in the 4th.
Yeah. So, Mr. Erickson, did they bat around, or?
We talked about that with Joe. I am of the belief, my theory is that you don't bat around until that 10th batter comes to the plate. Whether or not he's an out or not, but as long as he becomes an official at bat, and maybe there's a caught stealing or whatever, and then he leads off the next inning. But once he makes a plate appearance, and again, it wouldn't be an official plate appearance, but I think it was when that 10th batter steps up, you've batted around.
Yes,
not just it's 9. I think it needs to be at least 10.
Yep.
And I don't know. I've heard that debated, and I've seen it debated on Twitter by Lavelli Neal and some other people that follow the Twins, and they're all back and forth and all over the place. But I can't agree when you bat around. It has to be that 10th person that comes up.
Well, that would make it around.
Yes.
You've batted 9 or you've batted around.
And again, Tyler Lunau will start it out here, senior third baseman. Couple of hits here today. 2 of the 11 hits for the Huskies.
Yeah, 1 to right, 1 to left.
Spraying the ball around.
See if he takes it up the middle.
Kind of like my golf game, and that one is a called strike. 1 strike here to Lunau, 263 hitter. Scored 1 of the 5 runs in that 4th inning. He led off the inning with a single. Started the whole thing for the Huskies. 1 strike pitch. Swings and just got a piece of it, and it's 0-2. Again, Aiden Leeser is the pitcher right now for Centennial. Came in relief for Whalen. Whalen, who went 3 1/3, gave up the 6 runs, all of them earned. 10 hits, strike out 6, and walked 1. He's the pitcher of record right now for Centennial, and time is called at the plate, and an 0-2 pitch coming.
Lunau with 2 strikes, 0-2 in his first at bat, took 1 to right field.
0-2 pitch, and that one came up short as well. And it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Release point there just a little bit off for the sophomore right-hander. Ready to work again. Working quickly here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Off the handle, pop foul. Ends up out of play here into the bleachers, and it will continue 1-2. It's Lunau, Novak, and Kuznia for the Andover Huskies right now enjoying a 6-1 lead. While Jim and I enjoy the beautiful weather here this evening. And the 1-2 pitch. Breaks off a curveball, but it's outside. Good eye by Lunau. Would not offer and chase 2-2.
It's a tough pitch to lay off. That was
with 2 strikes.
That was a good pitch by
2-2. Leeser low, now full.
Well, 6 pitches in an at bat. It is called a quality at bat, and he's hit it.
3-2, swung on a miss late on that pitch, and Leeser snuck it across. And Lunau retired for the first time here today. It's a strikeout, 1 down.
Yeah, good pitch. I don't know if he was thinking curveball or breaking pitch on 3-2.
Here's Josh Novak, who's now pitching. Started the game as the DH, now pitching. 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout here today.
The DH is now eliminated.
Yes. Put the DH in the field, and you lose the privilege of the DH, and there's a called strike, 1 strike. Nothing in 1. Leeser high. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm excited next week, one of the games I'm working. I think you're working with me, too, at the brand new grandstand at Champlain Park.
Yes, we are.
Rogers at Champlain Park a week from tonight.
Rogers is a good team.
They have been a nice addition to the Northwest Suburban Conference. They have fit in just about every sport. Yeah. As it's 2 balls and 1 strike here to Novak.
Well, considering they won the championship for hockey and didn't make the state tournament.
2-1, pitches outside. You're Moorhead Spuds, although Rogers is no longer in that section, right? They're now in Section 5. But they made it to the finals against Maple Grove in Section 5. And I'm not saying it's any easier if you're in Section 8 because that's been basically Moorhead's section. Yeah. They've owned it here the last 20 years.
Yeah, that and Roseau. Elk River had a nice run with that as well.
Yeah, and Elk River's back in that section now, back in Section 8 AA. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here. Josh Novak, 6-1 Andover lead. Bottom of the 5th, and the payoff pitch is ball 4.
Good at bat. Was frustrated with his first swing, knew it, and was able to get himself collected.
Now that Novak is pitching, we'll get a courtesy runner. Is that number 1?
Yep.
Is that Jacob Deichel?
Yep.
So Deichel, the runner, over at first here for Novak. 1 out base runner, and the batter, Kuznia. And he'll take it up. Ball 1. Kuznia popped out the 3rd, singled, scored a run in the 4th inning. I just heard a term out of the Andover dugout that I've never heard, whoop-keister. That's one that I need to add to my repertoire.
I'll have to fit that in somewhere, right?
It's a cleaner version of what the wrestlers say.
Yeah.
But I think Stone Cold Steve Austin said whoop something else, and whoop-keister is the clean high school version.
Yeah.
That's very creative. I like that kind of creativity coming out of the dugout. 2 balls and no strikes here to Kuznia.
We are rated G. Do they still have ratings? I don't even know if they have G ratings.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
2 balls, no strikes. Runner at first, 1 down. And Leeser delivers high. 3 balls, no strikes.
He's struggling trying to find that spot right now. And Club is going to go out and just kind of talk the sophomore down. Anytime you start throwing high, that means that you're pressing yourself and you're trying to speed your arm up.
These teams, similar records coming in. Centennial 8-4, winners of their last 6. Wins over Waconia, Coon Rapids, Armstrong, Totino, Irondale, Spring Lake Park, and really none of those games close. 8-1, 14-8, 11-1, 8-3, 10-3, 14-2. I mean, that 6-game winning streak, they're averaging more than double digits. They're averaging right around 12 runs a game. 3-0 to Kuznian, taking all the way. It's strike one, 3-1, and meanwhile Andover 6-4, winners of their last 4. 2-0 over Elk River. They shut out Rogers 4-zip. And their last 2 games, they've combined for 30 runs, 19-5 over Osseo and 11-0 over Park Center. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Deichel, the runner at first, swing and a miss, and now the count full here at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kuznia with Nyhammer on deck.
Well, the meat of Centennial schedule is coming up. The Anokas, the Blaines, those are the teams that are going to really challenge. I know that they played Maple Grove earlier. Maple Grove is having an excellent season. They're a tough team.
Toss over to first. Deichel gets back, and for Andover, this game here today, the first of 7 of the next 8 here at home.
Yep.
Bunch of home games here towards the end of the season for the Huskies.
Yeah, they've been on the road for most of it. Next Saturday, doubleheader against the Spuds.
What happened? They have a circus here? Why did they have to? It's a circus in town. They use the field. They had a lot of road games early on. You know, that happens in the old stadium arena biz.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
rodeo comes to town for 3 weeks. You got the 3-day rodeo road trip.
A little bit.
3 balls and 2 strikes here. 1 down. And that's on the inside corner. Called strike 3. Throw down and back safely is Deichel. But Kuznia is down looking. 2 strikeouts this inning, 2 down. Runner still at first for Nyhammer.
Well, Club isn't afraid to throw. He's got a good arm, and he kind of likes to show it off.
What catcher doesn't like to show off a good arm?
I don't know. I can't think of one.
Nyhammer today, a strikeout and a 2-run double. Doubled his RBI total for the game with that 2-run double back in the 4th inning.
And that was a shot. That was a laser over the left fielder's head.
1 ball to Nyhammer to start out. Aiden Leeser. First full inning for Leeser. Came in last inning in relief of Whalen, the starter. All 6 runs charged to him. This is fouled back over our heads, evening it up at 1-1.
My guess is either they're going to send Lunau or Novak, or I'm sorry, who's ever the courtesy runner at first.
Deichel.
Deichel will be off.
Skrypek holding with him, and it's a called strike.
Well,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
On this pitch, he'll be going, pretty sure. Boy, I sounded like a coach there, didn't I? Sorry about that.
You certainly know. That's all right. I can either look like a coach or sound like a coach, so you're the guy. 1 ball, 2 strikes, Leeser.
A good stop by Kleba.
It's a curveball in the dirt, and Kleba did a nice job stopping it to even up the count here, 2-2. Got a very patriotic chest protector.
Yeah, it looks.
The red, white, and blue, and the stars. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Deichel at first, toss over there. He dives back in with Skrypek receiving the ball.
Most catchers had to buy a new chest protector in the last couple of years because of the heart pad that's put in there now.
I had not heard that.
Yep.
2-2, runner goes, pitches high. The throw down by Kreba is going to be in time easily, and they will tag out Deichel. Perfect pitch, too, for Kleba to throw, and he gets Deichel caught stealing, and that's all for the Huskies here in the 5th inning. And for the first time in the last 3 innings, the Huskies held off the board. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. 5 full here at Andover. Huskies a 6-1 lead.
The St. Paul Saints are back.
Ball to a short, Gordon dives, has it, goes second for 1, on to first, double play!
Catch live coverage of tomorrow's big league stars right here on this community station.
Baby, I miss you so much. I love you, man.
Basking in the sunshine here at Andover. I'm Jim Erickson, along with culinary legend Julia Childs with us here as we get ready for the 6th inning. Centennial batting down 6-1. Has anybody ever done that with your name before?
Yes, actually.
They have.
Yeah, they have. My father-in-law at our wedding got a actor to come in as Julia Childs.
You're kidding.
And during the reception, it
You
was
must
absolutely
stop the bleeding.
Yes, that was it.
So was he doing Julia Childs, or was he doing Dan Aykroyd doing Julia Childs?
It was a combination.
Pop up here by Slipka, the leadoff man, the shortstop D'Agostino into shallow left field, able to track it down and make the play. Nice play by D'Agostino, one down.
Yeah, not an easy play at all, especially with that wind. I don't know if it is calmed down, but he made that one look very easy.
Still a couple knots at least here.
Yep.
Brady Ivory bats. Started out in left. He's now in right field for the Centennial Cougars. 0 for 2 today. Novak in relief of Anderson. A little bit behind that one. Hits it the other way. Foul out of play. 1 strike.
Just about every pitch is around the thigh or the knees from Novak.
Got that menacing look. He's got the eye black on. Stares over the top of his glove. Now he delivers low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Works quickly.
Will Whalen on deck. Low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ivory 0 for 2. Lined the third to end the first, and then led off the fourth with a grounder to first. The 2-1 pitch, the grunt from Novak, the swing by Ivory is fouled away. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, bases empty, 1 down. Centennial half of the 6th. And he swings and misses well behind, expecting an off speed or a curveball, and Ivory waves at it as he came with a fastball.
Yeah, he just Rembrandted that outside corner. Good paint job.
3rd strikeout here in just inning and 2/3 for Josh Novak. 2 up, 2 down, and here's Will Whalen. Started the game on the mound. At the plate, he has a double and a walk, 1 for 1 here today. Novak's first pitch skips back to the backstop, 1-0. Whalen pitched 3 1/3. All 6 Andover runs charged to him as he bats here in the 1-0 pitch. This is hit to center, tailing away from Law, going back, drifting, now backpedaling, and he makes the catch. And it's a 3 up, 3 down inning, and Novak has come in and retired out of the bullpen all 6 Cougars that he has faced. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th coming up, still 6-1 Andover.
Well, we had mentioned the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference tournament going on. A couple of local guys doing well. Sam Raiola.
Do you know who the #1 seed is in that? Who was the regular season
Augustana.
champion? Augustana was.
Augustana. And,
a school going Division I in sports.
Yep.
They're going to start up a Division I hockey team. They don't, there's no Division II hockey, so they're starting a program from scratch. St. Thomas had a Division III program.
Yep, and
they go up to Division I, but Augustana, they're starting a program from scratch, and they're bringing Garrett Raboyne, who was the assistant coach, former St. Cloud State Husky player and coach, And then he was the assistant under Coach Bob Motzko at University of Minnesota, getting his first head coaching gig out there. I just totally derailed your discussion on NSIC baseball, but
I was just going to
a
mention
little bit about Augustana.
Augustana is just a power in baseball. So
Sioux Falls.
Yeah, Sioux Falls, yep. And but Sam Raiola, former Blaine High School.
Oh, remember that name well.
He is. We've seen him here on QCTV with the plays for the Champlain Park Lowgators, and he is was named Player of the Year in the Northern Sun.
Fantastic.
18 home runs. Another Section 7 guy from Forest Lake, Cam Klein, is led Mankato to the win yesterday.
New pitcher for Centennial. Looks like Skrypek, number 27. Aaron Skrypek, who started in right, moved to first, and is now pitching, third pitcher of the game for Centennial. So Skrypek pitching. That means we also have a new first baseman for the Cougars. And that is the guy who started the game on the mound. That's Whalen over at first. Leeser went an inning and a third. No runs. Gave up one hit, struck out two, walked one in relief. And now Skrypek here, mopping it up in the sixth.
Leeser did a nice job of just being able to get out of that fourth inning.
Batter is Eli Nyhammer leading it off for Andover. And he'll take high, ball one. Nyhammer was at the plate when Deichel, the courtesy runner, was caught stealing. 1-0 to Nyhammer. Goldman and Kelly also due up. This one's popped up left side. Third baseman Westman coming in as Harper, the left fielder, towards the line, will make the catch. One out. If you're wondering for Centennial in the top of the seventh, they'll have 6, 7, and 8. Molitor, Skrypek, and Kleba due up. And again, based on their stats and their batting order and their batting averages, it doesn't really matter.
No.
I mean, they got guys that hit, 300, 400 up and down the lineup. But the Huskies have a nice little pad here, a 6-1 lead, up by 5 with Goldman batting. 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. We'll take up and away here, ball one.
Well, Howells has a nice arsenal of lefty, righty, lefty in the bullpen.
Skrypek's pitch comes over the top from the left side, and it's fouled back, 1-1. Well, you can see some of that cloud cover coming in from the west. Hazy, high cirrus clouds that probably an indication out in front of another line of storms here again as we look at it.
Yeah, it is blowing up.
1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
A possibility. It looks like it may be going to the west of us, but I'm sure we'll get something.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down, top of the order on deck for the Huskies. Batting in the bottom half of the 6th. 1-2. Misses outside, 2-2.
That's a good pitch by Centennial. That thing almost dropped in right on the outside part of the plate.
Skrypek shakes off a couple of signs from his catcher Kleba. Now he's ready. 2-2. And he calls for the curveball, and it's low. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Goldman is a nice 9-hitter. He's good on base percentage. 273 average coming in.
And the payoff. And the backdoor curveball hits the outside corner on the black of the plate. Goldman down, looking 2 down.
Yeah, he gets the sombrero today.
Top of the order, Patty Kelly. A couple of ground outs and a single his last at bat. Left-handed swinging junior second baseman here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Kyle Law on deck. That one's off the plate and in the dirt. Ball one. Now the whole sombrero thing. I remember the Twins did that. Is that just a Twins thing, or was that a baseball-wide thing?
It's a baseball thing. It's,
yeah, because I remember that. I remember them first using that like in 1984. Somebody had the sombrero on when they struck out 3 times.
They had plenty of time during the early 80s, the Twins do.
Yeah, there were a lot of 3 strikeout games. Miguel Sano would have a hat store by this time. He'd have sombreros left and right in his store. You know, if they get a new sombrero every time, I'm assuming they just rotate and maybe have only 1 or 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Kelly.
Well, it would have had a permanent spot in his locker for storage.
He would have hired a guy just to handle the sombreros. We wish him the best. He's on the injured list, undergoing surgery. 2 balls and no strikes, and that's at the knees, called strike 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Just messed up the umpire must be listening, because he had to make sure that he gave the right hand signal there. He heard me say 1 and 2, and it's actually 2 and 1. You know, it's a good broadcast when the home plate umpire is tuning in at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most of them tune us out.
That's my middle name, or names.
So a 2 ball, 1 strike count with 2 down and nobody on. Huskies. Big inning was the 5-run 4th. And just prior to that, earlier on, that throw out at 3rd, where Centennial earlier in the game might have been rallying for more. They might have more than 1 run, and their only run here unearned.
When you think about it, that saved 2 runs right there. Not that it makes a whole lot of difference, 8-1 to 6-1, but it got them off the field.
Yep, that was in the top of the 3rd inning. Strike called. Now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, that was in the top of the 3rd. Hemmer had doubled and was on at 3rd. Slipgood struck out, and then on that strikeout, they threw Hemmer out at 3rd. Caught him off the bag, sneaking a little bit towards the plate. That just missed the payoff, and Kelly walks.
Sipka needs a little different hat. That is falling off. The wind is taking it off on each pitch.
The wind is catching his bill for Skrypek. Here's Kyle Law. Nice game for Kyle. He did strike out his first at bat, but since then, solo home run in the 3rd and a run-scoring base hit in the 4th. A couple of runs batted in, numbers 8 and 9 on the season. Leads the team in that category.
Last year, Kyle Law tied Sam Plohas for most hits in a season.
1 ball, no strikes. The set by Skrypek, and the pitch high. Throw down to first. And back in is Kelly. 2-0 to Law. From Skrypek. Hit high in the air to left. Does it have enough? Harper back, and it is gone. Second of the game for Kyle Law, right in his wheelhouse. 2 more for the Huskies, and it's 8-1.
Well, that one was up around the letters. He turned on it just like he did that on the in his second at bat.
Didn't you say Kyle Law was heating up?
Yeah.
I needed more evidence to say that. And he comes out and hits another home run. Now I can officially say Kyle Law is heating up. 2-run homer here. Now 4 runs batted in for the game.
The left fielder, Harper, knew immediately. Just kind of a light jog as that ball was gone.
Inning continues here for Noah D'Agostino. Skrypek, 3rd pitcher of the game for Centennial. His curveball is outside, 1-0. 8-1 Huskies. 8 unanswered runs here after falling behind 1-0 in the top of the 1st.
And we were blowing through the first 3 innings. It was going quickly.
in the air, right side. Should be playable there for Ivory, and he does make the catch. Andover retired. They're done here in the bottom of the second inning, but they add a couple of insurance runs. 2 runs, a hit, the big hit, the 2-run home run by Kyle Law. Nobody left on. We go to the 7th. Andover 8, Centennial 1.
Andover, Minnesota. 34.84 square miles and 33,000 strong. Home of the Huskies. Residing in the state where hockey is king, with a new battle for the crown each winter. 16 teams, 14 games, one ultimate dream. But in the end, only 2 teams reign victorious in the state of hockey.
Andover has won the state title.
Which makes Andover the city of champions.
Is it okay to say I got goosebumps during that right there?
It was your call, too.
That was.
That was an outstanding. That was great.
You know, it was funny because I got somebody noted on Twitter, and they were glad that I didn't have a staged, pre-thought-out call at the end, like, and it's over.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then I tweeted back, I said, I would never, ever do that. Too corny.
And we'll see you tomorrow night. Didn't work.
No, it was magical for both the boys and the girls, and boy, a lot of people talked about that championship game. Even somebody who's seen as many as Lou Nanny, and he said maybe the game from '69 might be the only one better in his memory as far as a championship game like that. Going double overtime with 2 outstanding teams back and forth trading blows. It was quite the night at the XL Energy Center. Centennial here in the top of the 7th inning. Drew Molitor leading it off. Molitor at second base fouls that one away, and quickly Novak, who works quickly.
Well, I tell you what, it is a new pitcher, the closer.
Yeah, it's not Novak.
Yeah, it's not.
Didn't have enough
grunts.
Didn't have enough grunts and didn't have enough of the eye black on. So no balls and 2 strikes. Here to Molitor. Molitor, Skrypek, Kleba, the new batters. Huskies an 8-1 lead. And that is Nyhammer, who's pitching. 3rd pitcher of the game for Andover. Nyhammer delivers. It's bounced off the plate towards short. D'Agostino over to first in time for the out. Nyhammer now pitching, and that means that Patty Kelly is playing over there at first base. Kelly made the nice little stretch. That means also we have a new second baseman, Jim.
And I believe that
is Parker Miles. I see 32 on him. Is that right? Swing and a miss here to Skrypek. 1 out here in the inning. Skrypek a strikeout and a walk.
Nyhammer will hurry it to you. He's got a good fastball.
Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2.
Mid to upper 80s.
Yeah, and he really whips that ball too. You don't get a really good look at it. 0-2. Delivers up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nyhammer, 2 innings pitched in 2 games as a closer. He has 1 save, has given up just 1 hit, no runs, and a couple of strikeouts. It's 2-2 here now to Skrypek with Kleba on deck for Centennial. They need 7 here in the top of the 7th. The Nyhammer pitch came with a breaking ball, and Skrypek lays off, fills the count.
Well, it's important with the pitch counts in Minnesota. It's important to make sure Novak got out.
Here's a high fly ball, right center field. Law towards the fence, and he makes the catch. Well, you talk about the hitting of Law. Kyle does a really nice job out in the field as that center fielder. He covers a lot of room and gets to a lot of balls, has had to deal with some wind, and he's made some plays, and he makes the catch there. And Centennial now down to their final out.
Huskies in a no-double defense, so they were pressing into the outfielders were pressing and pinching together. And they're back on that. Trying to make sure nothing gets in the gaps.
2 down, the batter, Kleba, strike 1.
Nice curveball. Yeah, Kyle Law has really done it all today.
Novak with 1 save on the season, looking for save number 2 for Nyhammer. Misses there, 1 ball and 1 strike. It was Anderson who went the first 4. Novak pitched a couple, retired all 6 that he faced. And now it's Nyhammer. Reaches back for a little extra. It stays high, though. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1, 2 down. Strike. 2-2.
Good job by Myers they teach you now to go up through the ball as you catch it. Nice job of catching that bottom part of the knee.
Centennial down to their final strike. 2-2 pitch, hit well to left. Goldman to the fence, and it bounces off the base of the fence. Kleba heading to second. And the game continues here for Centennial with their 4th double of the game. They have 4 hits, and all 4 are doubles. Yeah. They had a double in the first, double in the second, double in the third. And then the Huskies pitching, they've held them hitless here for 3 innings, and then the double here by Kleba. He's on at second base.
Yeah, other than a couple of walks, they have not been on base.
Nyhammer sets, delivers, pops that catcher's glove. 1 strike. Nothing in 1. Swung on and missed by Westman. And now it's 0-2. Nyhammer kind of going up the ladder here. Let's see if he goes up higher with a fastball.
I would bet all the money in my pocket that it'll be a fastball, which isn't much. But
2 down and the 0-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out, and Andover wins. Westman strikes out here. Non-save situation with it being a 7-run game, but Nyhammer comes in, gives up the double. 1 left on here in the top of the 7th inning, and the Andover Huskies get themselves an 8-1 lead and victory.
Player of the game, no surprise here. Guy who came alive with 2 home runs, and that is Kyle Law. 2 majestic home runs to left, along with a double, an RBI double. Went 3 for 4 today. And really kind of carried this team, got him on the board first, and then it was a hit parade in that 3rd and 4th inning.
Yeah, that big inning, the 5-run inning for the Huskies in the 4th. Kyle Law with a couple of home runs, but also don't forget about the pitching staff for the Huskies. Yeah. Just 1 earned run given up against this Cougar team that's got some big bats, hitting .324 as a team. Anderson gets the win, gives up just that 1 earned run in 4 innings, and improves his record to 2-1. The line score here today, Andover 8 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. They leave 4. And for Centennial, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. They leave 5. Huskies improve to 7-4. Centennial falls to 8-5 here today. For everybody in the truck, Jim, good working with you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Along with Jim Childs, I'm Jim Erickson. Again, your final, Andover 8, Centennial 1. You've been watching high school baseball on QCTV Sports.